Welcome back to Real Life Recaps. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I hope you liked today's story. It was posted by Guilty Schedule 7886. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get notifications about new content being posted to my channel. I am aware how insane this title is, but hear me out. It's me, female 28, my husband Lucas, 39, and my younger half-sister's dad's side, Leah, 24. My husband and I met through work 5 years ago, but didn't date right away. We tied the knot by eloping 2 years ago, as I predicted Leah would cause wedding drama. Leah herself had a failed engagement 1 year ago. We gave her our condolences, but she said if I really cared, I would stop wearing my engagement ring around her flaunting it. I obviously did not take it off. It's a vintage ring that is an heirloom in Lucas's family. I'm now 5 months pregnant with a baby girl. It wasn't planned, but she's a very welcome surprise. Lucas is so excited to be a girl dad, it's very funny. Ever since I announced my pregnancy, it wasn't a fancy thing just over dinner. Leah has been very snippy and standoffish with me. Fine, it didn't really affect me, we're not close. But then I noticed when we'd go to visit my dad, or are at family gatherings, she's very touchy with Lucas. She giggles at every joke he makes. Doesn't really bother me, I'm secure in my marriage, and if anything, it makes her look silly. We had a blended family event with both mom and dad's side, and we were discussing baby names when Leah freaked out screeching at me that she's the one who deserves a husband and a baby, not me. I never wanted marriage or kids. I was focused on getting a career. And stormed off. Later on, my dad and his wife said she shouldn't have shouted, but I was flaunting my marriage and pregnancy when I knew she had a failed engagement and had always wanted a baby. I thought that was it, but yesterday the three of them asked to talk, and they came over to ours, and they legitimately asked if I would give Leah my baby. Like they weren't joking, they said it seriously. They said she deserved it more than me, as she wouldn't neglect being a mother for a career. Lucas was stunned, but then promptly got them out of our house. I heard Leah clinging to his arm, telling him she could be a good SM. My mom and her side of the family are furious. Leah's mom said it was malicious of me to tell my mom's family and that I had really upset Leah when we eloped, so I had to make it up to her and that my mom doesn't get a say. What the actual F? Edit. Just to address some things, yes, unfortunately this is real and it happens often. Look up the case of Taylor Parker. This whole thing is really stressful. I'm immune compromised, so I'm really feeling run down and have to be careful. Lastly, Lucas is actually Swedish, so that is an option to those of you who have suggested moving. From the comments, your sister and her mother are certifiably insane. You need to remove them from your life because they might decide to take your baby if you stay in contact. Another commenter said, "Don't let this become a true crime story, OP. I think you and your husband and your mom and all her relatives are the sane ones here, and I would strongly enforce boundaries, go very low contact with anyone in your family who would try to steal your baby from you, or even suggest it. I expect once your baby is born, more of those mama bear feelings will get activated. Put security cameras and logging everything on your list of baby-proofing your house. Let your local friends and neighbors know if there are ever any shenanigans, things to watch out for. The key is not to be paranoid, but build the kind of boundaries and monitoring of them that means you don't have to be. Update. Hi guys. Just wanted to give y'all an update as you asked for it. I saw it made it onto a TikTok podcast, which was amusing. If someone wants to pass them this update along, please do. Point 1. Obviously, I'm not actually asking if I should give Leah my baby. I was venting. Sorry if I put it in the wrong sub. Lucas and I are in Sweden right now on vacation and have explored the possibility of moving here. He works for a Swedish company in the US anyway, so it would just be a case of moving, and my work is fluid. I can pick up a job in most countries. I've asked my mom if she would think about coming with us. We would help set her up and make sure she was looked after, and this way she can see her grandbaby whenever, rather than being an ocean apart. Leah is fuming, apparently, sulking, and being an all-round awful person. From the comments, I just read your first post and holy crap, there are entitled sisters and there is her in her own world with parents who are just as offend nuts as she is. How could your father ask you that? He deserves a punch in the face or a swift kick to the balls for even thinking this. Well done, Grandpa of the Year, who will now never see his granddaughter because they cave to her every whim. I hope your mum moves with you all and stay away from the nut jobs. Good luck with your baby girl and good luck in your move you with your husband. Our second story comes from Pristine Function 381, and she writes, So I, 27 female, will be up front and say that the life me and my sister, 30 female, have lived was not always easy. We come from a poor family and much of our childhood was spent just as the two of us, with both of our parents working and no one to babysit us. Here's the thing about our childhood. We are close friends now, but originally, my sister and I didn't really get along. I honestly thought she hated me. I remember being slammed into mirrors, being punched and tripped and physically overpowered at any opportunity, which was never hard as I have always been physically quite weak. I would just cry and scream and hope my parents did something about it. They never did. When she wasn't terrorizing me, she was completely ignoring me. In my experience, my entire family has always ignored me. If I dared to speak about anything, nobody would look me in the eye or pay any attention to me. I remember frequently being talked over until I finally got the message and shut up. I don't have baby pictures or home videos of my childhood. I don't know if anyone even remembers or cares about it at all. When the extended family gets together, nobody talks to me or tries to keep in touch. I don't have any of their numbers, even as emergency contacts. If I get a gift from any of them, it's usually the most basic, surface level of my interests. I didn't even get birthday celebrations as a child. My sister, on the other hand, has tons of them. Every celebration was about her. Every home video we ever made was always of her. Every picture has her smiling right in the middle of the frame. Every childhood story is about her in some way. Every time we go to a family event, holidays, meetups, etc., our family always talks to her, gives her thoughtful gifts. They play games together and text frequently. I know her well enough to know that this can all be stressful for her, but I can't be crazy to notice this contrast between us, right? We don't typically talk about our childhoods now. Usually when we talk, we just discuss our shared interests and leave it at that. But the few times we have discussed our childhood, my sister always talks as if I was the golden child. She goes on and on about how our parents just love me and everything I do, and how lucky I am that they give me so much love and praise, and it just feels so weird because that hasn't been my experience at all. They don't text or call. I'm sure they do love me now, but I never remember being treated that way as a child. She has told me extensively about her own childhood trauma, and I have comforted her many times over it. But I've never discussed my own trauma with her because I feel like she will just dismiss my feelings over it all. She already has a habit of forcing me to apologize whenever I express my own hurt feelings with things she does because now I feel terrible. I don't know why I'm writing this out, really. It just feels so strange. I've moved to a totally new city now, and nothing has really changed with my family, except maybe that my dad texts more often now. But my sister still acts like everyone just adores me and treats me as this shining star. Maybe they do, and I'm just too stupid to realize it. But I feel like if I was, wouldn't they try harder to keep me around? Wouldn't they try harder to keep in touch? Wouldn't they try harder to know me beyond a surface level? I don't know. From the comments, it sounds like she is gaslighting you. Your family has trained you to be a doormat to them. You need to break the pattern. They won't do it for you. They bully you into silence. You need to speak up for yourself. Tell her about your own trauma, some of it caused by her. Tell her what exact actions from your parents had made you the golden child. Then explain to her how you were completely ignored during your childhood, and even now. But above all, please get therapy. The way your family treated you then and now, it is not okay. You deserve better. If your family doesn't love you right, then you should love and protect yourself properly. OP replied, "Oof, I hate being called a doormat. But you're right. I do tend to just roll over and let bad things happen to me. I'm lucky that my boyfriend encourages me to speak up for myself, but it's still hard to do it. I'm scared of confronting my sister because I know if I do, I'll just be digging up the past and causing her unnecessary stress. I hate rocking the boat. I can already picture her crying and asking me why I would even bring it up." Another commenter said, "Why does she? Why can't you? Why do you always have to take it? When is your turn? Why does your sister's pain matter more than yours? Why don't your feelings seem to matter at all?" You need to start thinking about these questions and have real answers. And OP replied, "To be honest, I ask myself those kinds of questions all the time. It sucks because I feel guilty for feeling that way. I know my sister had a tough childhood too. I know she struggles with bipolar disorder and anxiety. I know she has so many things on her plate all the time. But I wonder how many labels I need to run through before I get to be important too." The commenter then said, "You are important. Your feelings have exactly the same weight as hers. You just need to start believing it. You have been trained to think that you don't matter, or matter less, by all your family, including your sister. This is not true. You do matter. Your feelings matter. What you have to say matters. Please break the cycle. You might need distance from them to start your healing journey, but you will need to make these changes for yourself. They won't put you first. They won't help you heal. You will need to do this for yourself. I hope you do. It won't be easy, it will take time, and it won't be a straight line, but you can get there." But what are your thoughts about these two stories? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you, and have a great day.